Welcome to our YouTube channel. Thank you for tuning in. Hey guys, how you doing? Brandon with Brent's Lawn Care. I want to thank you again for taking the time to tune into our channel. And I'm sorry that we haven't been making videos recently, but we've been totally busy with fall cleanups and things like that. So it feels good for the season to finally be over, so we have some time to make some good content for you. I think you guys are going to enjoy this video series. I happened to pick up a 2009 Walker Mtghs, and believe it or not, it cost me $0. And the story behind that is, when I bought this mower, I bought it with another mower, and I ended up fixing that one up, and I sold that, and I recouped my money on this one. So this one here is totally free. Some of you may say, oh, this thing's in rough shape, but I see this thing and I'm like, this thing's not too bad. So here's my plan. Since the blower's junk, and this intake tube is, or this discharge tube is junk, and the hopper's kind of beat up, it's been patched with zip ties, I think I'm going to make this into a Walker Mtsd, which means side discharge. So I'm going to put a 48-inch side discharge deck on it. We're going to get rid of the GHS blower. You blowing some leaves? So yeah, we're going to get rid of the GHS blower. We're going to get rid of this crappy 26 horsepower engine, fuel injected engine. And we are going to go through this machine top to bottom. I'm going to take the canopy off. We're going to redo that. We're going to weld up this hole here with a nice plate. We're going to give it a nice paint job. We're going to put a Walker Comfort seat on it. Since the new motor that we're going to put in it is going to be a 23 horsepower Kohler carburetor, we are going to make another slot here for the choke, which is pretty simple. And this should be an interesting build. This should be a lot of fun. I learned a lot about walkers through Randy from Countryside and from Ken from KLC Lawn Care. So shout out to you guys for all the knowledge that you share with everybody else and teaching me and others how to do things on walkers. When I first got introduced to these machines a few years ago, to be honest with you, I didn't want anything to do with them. They kind of scared me a little bit, but then, you know, once I started watching these guys on YouTube, I realized, well, these aren't really that bad. And now that I mow with them, I've fallen in love with them, and it's become almost like an obsession. As you can see, I have a lot of walkers. So this is gonna be a cool build. I'm excited. It should turn out really nice. And who knows what's going to happen when I'm done with it. Maybe I'll keep it, maybe I'll sell it, or maybe I'll even raffle it away. I'm not sure yet. This will be a multi-video process here. This isn't all going to be done in one video because we've got to order a bunch of parts for these. And little Brandon's going to help us build it, right, buddy? You're going to help me build this mower for the YouTube viewers? So it should be a good time. So the very first thing we're going to do is we're going to pull the engine out, and I'm going to show you how I do that. So guys, right now I have this mower suspended on my forklift here. In a minute we're going to actually put it back on the ground, but I've already taken these two motor mount bolts out, and they went right there, one there and one there, and they are 3/4 inch bolts. And there's two more here that happen to be in way of the forks, which is why I'm going to put the mower back down on the ground to take those out. So once I take those out, we're going to disconnect the plumbing here for the air cleaner system. We're going to take the throttle cable off. Your hands are dirty? That's okay. We're going to excuse me. We're going to take the exhaust off. And this motor, and then we're going to unplug the harness here, the harness down here, And then this motor should just pull right out. All right, so I just got the 4 bolts out, the 4 engine bolts, which are right here. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna disconnect this hose clamp here, take this snorkel tube off, and then we're gonna disconnect the throttle cable, which is right here. I slid the hose clamp back and then I retightened it so it wouldn't fall off on us. So this is a 5/16 bolt right here. Just gonna loosen this up with a ratchet. I'm just loosening this up by hand now that I got it cracked. So I'm trying to hold the camera with the other hand. Alright, so bolts out. Alright, so I just took the throttle cable out, which just slides right in here, right into this this bracket here with multiple holes in it. So that's out of the way now. Alright, so now that we got that out of the way, let's find out where the engine harness is. Where is this bad boy? Hey, buddy. You saying hi to the mower? Yeah. Nice. Alright, so it appears as if on this one, it goes right into the computer here. So let me come around the other side and we'll unplug it from the computer. Alright, so we got a harness coming out of the engine right here. And then it's coming into this computer here, which controls the engine. And we got a Phillips head here that holds this harness on, and this one just unplugs from the computer. However, I am going to remove the entire computer because since we're switching to carburetor, we no longer need it. Alright, so I'm loosening up this Phillips head screw. I don't even care if it falls on the floor because we won't need it anymore. And what is there, a nut on the other side? Oh, I don't see one. Alright, so on this harness here, I didn't even care if I broke it, but luckily I didn't. I literally just stuck this flathead screwdriver in there and pried it out. And it came undone. I think there's a nut on the other side here. Oh, there we go. That's out. Alright, so I got the harness unplugged here, and this throttle cable is all wire strapped to it, so I'm gonna cut these. And I'm being a little reckless with this harness, and to be honest with you, I don't care because I'm gonna put a new one in it when we replace the engine. So this harness here is no good to me anyway. Alright, so the harness is just flopping around here. That's out. The throttle cable is just hanging around here. And now, it's time to take the muffler off. And then this engine should just lift right out of this chassis. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the machine back on the ground, because obviously the forklift's in the way, because I got it elevated. I'm gonna put the machine back on the ground. I'm gonna take this exhaust off, and then I'm gonna use the forklift to pick the engine up out of the engine bay. All right, so, see this bracket right here? It's 2 7/16 bolts. One bolt goes here, and the other bolt goes here, So the bracket sits like this. So I was literally able to take this bar out and fold down the shroud. So now I can just lift this engine with the exhaust right on it, right out of the chassis. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna pick it up with the forklift and lift it out. So real quick, guys, what I did was I took the strut off the rear hopper to allow this door to open more. And one thing I forgot to mention, let me go around to the other side. You see this wire? This goes along the engine when the engine's in, and it goes up to the hopper to control the power fill. I forgot to take that off, so I ended up just cutting it off because I'm not going to need it anyway because I'm not running the power fill. So right now the strap's on, I'm picking it up through the intake, by the intake I should say, and this engine should come right out. So another thing I forgot to mention while the motor is almost out, see this starter wire on the starter? That has to come off. I was pulling the engine up and I'm like, why isn't this coming out? And I looked underneath and realized I forgot to take that wire off. So even I'm not perfect, and I've done this multiple times now, and I still forget things. Well, ta-da, engine's out. Look at all the crud in there. That blow was wasted. It's terrible. All right, so next step is to clean it up. I'm gonna power wash it. Get everything nice and clean because everything's greasy right now. And in the next video, I'll show you how we take the blower out. We're gonna take this out, this discharge chute here. We're gonna take that out, and where this opening is, right here, we're gonna weld a plate in here and make that solid again. I don't know what that hole is. We'll have to weld that up. This body isn't in bad shape, but we're gonna make it look good. And we're also gonna take this hopper off. And then we will start the reassembly. Well, that's it for this video, guys. I really appreciate you guys tuning in. This is gonna be an interesting video. I can't wait to see what this thing looks like when it's done. If you guys have any comments, please drop me a line. If I did anything that you see is wrong, please drop me a line because I'm no professional. Okay, I've only been tinkering with these mowers a couple years now. And I've learned everything on how to do this on YouTube, like I said, from KLC Lawn Care and Countryside Lawn Care. Again, shout out to you guys. You guys have been great. Well, thanks guys for tuning in, and I'll catch you on the next video.